All right, everyone. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Algo, and I'm going to share with you why I think this is a good coin that you should be looking at. If you're not already invested in it, that it should be a part of your portfolio. It's a coin that does compete in part with Ethereum and up-and-comers like Solana and Cardano, but it hasn't skyrocketed as much as Solana. We want to talk about why that's going on and perhaps why that might not be the case in the near future, within the next year or so. It went live in 2019, and it was created by an MIT professor named Silvio Micali. And the primary goal of Algo was to put together a decentralized cryptocurrency, like many of the others that are out there, of course. However, that it would go much faster with lower transaction speeds by being a pure proof of stake cryptocurrency, unlike what we see with Bitcoin and what we have seen with Ethereum. Although Ethereum is upgrading from proof of work to proof of stake, Algo was built with that in the plans. However, and we have seen Algo grow over the years. You can see that in the chart here. It has gone up quite significantly, but it hasn't seen the pull that the likes of Solana, which is very similar, decentralized, very high transaction speeds. And I think this is why Solana saw the growth that it did. And Solana has just simply more development and use in it. There's developers that love using Solana more than Algo at this point, and it might be because they're hedging their bets on the transaction speeds of Solana. However, I don't think this is too big of a deal for Algo because Algo is a proof of stake cryptocurrency, which means even if it is growing slower, long term, that could actually be good for it, because we do know that proof of stake cryptocurrencies have a little caution behind them because they are more susceptible to being manipulated than proof of work cryptocurrencies. And Algo taking the time to build itself up is a good thing. We also know that Algo is going to be going through another upgrade, which is going to increase its transaction speeds, keeping its transaction fees very low. This is going to make it a lot more favorable for developers to use it. In addition, I do believe, based off of the coding of Algo, that it is easier for developers to use Algo than it is for them to use, say, Solana. I wanted to share a couple of really recent news stories that I think are very important for you and may solidify your decision to invest a little bit in Algorand here. You can see this is by Coindesk. Borderless Capital is launching a $500 million Algorand focused fund. This is important because they're going to be looking at investing into DeFi and NFT specifically built on the Algorand blockchain, which is very important, especially the NFT portion of it. You know, Algorand's been lacking a little bit when it comes to its competition in that area, and this could really push it, launch it forward. Now, that is a Miami-based firm that is in fact investing into Algo, but you can also see that Miami is planning to use PlanetWatch and Algorand for an air quality monitoring system. So PlanetWatch has been tapped to deploy a network of air quality sensors around the city to monitor the concentration of pollution. So this is a city that's doing this, that is putting together this project, and they're building it off of Algo. And this just came out. Obviously, this is news is from the last week or so. It might even be from December 1st. This is important because what I want to share with you is that the blockchain Algo is very useful. It's very easy to work with, much easier than most decentralized cryptocurrencies out there, much easier than Solana, I believe. And it just simply hasn't seen the use that Solana has seen, but that might change, especially with the new upgrade that's coming out with Algo, and especially with more case use, and now some big project money behind this. And it has a great development team behind it. I mean, again, the MIT professors started this thing. There's really some geniuses behind this project, and I just don't think that it's seen the rise that it should. Now, just a little bit of caution, and it's always good to have some caution before you invest, because I feel like just as you're about to invest in something, there's always a little bit of volatility, which direction it's going to go. And this is from Investor Observer, and I just want to share this with you right now. You can see this is about Algo. This is their reporting on it. They're saying there's a very bullish sentiment on Algo. But interestingly enough, with the very bullish sentiment, there's very low trading volume. So although Algo's been staying relatively steady, it's been staying there with low trading volume. And when you see that happening, that could mean that there's a lot of volatility there, meaning it could go in one or two directions. So I am saying that I think Algo should be a part of your portfolio, but also it has an opportunity within the short term to see some price drops. It's possible. Again, nobody can fully predict this stuff. And that's why when you involve yourself in these things, you really want to pick something that you want to stay in long term, something that you're not worried about in the short term, because you just know it's going to continue to move forward. And that's why in the long term, I see this as a great opportunity to invest in, especially where it is right now. So here we are at Algorand's price. You can see this is in the last month, very steady. I mean, it really hasn't seen any major push up at all, except for this little jump here. Like jump to 282. That's a crazy jump right there. I'm not sure how accurate it is. I have looked up some price histories of Algo, and it is listed in the price that Algo was up there at this price. I'm not sure what happened there, but it came right back down, and it's been steady for the last month, which makes me think, where is this going? Is it going to see the volatility drop before it gets the pickup? Because if it sees the drop, I definitely think it's getting the pickup. If it sees a drop right now from $1.90 and it goes down to say like $1.70 or $1.60 because it gets a drop, that's a no-brainer. Put this thing into your portfolio, put it in the back pocket, and let's get going. But it's possible that Algo could see a run. In the last week, you can see it's been up now about 8.86%. This is where you're getting to, there's some bullish sentiment behind Algo, okay? Because it was down to $1.60 a week ago. So this is where the bullishness is coming from, because it seems like there's some energy that's developing behind Algo. Does that mean this energy is now going to pull back down a little bit? Again, it's possible. In the last year, you can see what Algo's done. So in the long term, you're going to be absolutely fine with Algo. This is a cryptocurrency that is on the rise. It has a very good blockchain behind it. It is getting that big investment behind it. It has very good practical use, and it simply hasn't seen the push and the money behind it that you've gotten from at least the public, that we've gotten from Solana. And I think it might be about time for it. Its market cap is 11.9 billion. That's pretty low. Dogecoin's market cap is more than double that. Shiba as well. I personally believe that Algo is a better coin than Shiba is. So I mean, now Shiba has more popularity because it built itself off of the sort of the regular man popularity that Dogecoin has. Now, again, Shiba is a decent coin, but I don't think it's in the same place as Algo is. And Algo is much less than Shiba is as far as market cap. So this market cap could easily double or triple. I could see Algo going to $30 billion easy. And once the upgrade comes in, once we start to see more developers getting behind Algo and starting to use it, and we see those speeds go up, and then all of a sudden, as more users are using it, that proof of stake is going to secure itself in a much better way. This is one of, to me, it might end up being Ethereum, Solana, Algo. It might be those three. I know Cardano's in the hunt there too, maybe four. Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, and Algo. But Algo has been left out of the mix a little bit. So I'd keep your eyes on this one. I really would. There's a lot of people that are really excited about this. There's a great development team behind it. And so if there was a negative, if I have to say a negative, there's just developers are just not working with this blockchain as much as they are with Solana. But that could switch at any time. And so I think this should be on your radar. If you have the opportunity, plug a little bit in. And here's my investment advice. Say you're not sure how much you want to put in. You're not sure if Algo is going to fall in price. Say you got $1,000 to play with. Well, don't put all 1,000 into Algo right now. Put in $500. And if Algo goes down 10 cents, put in another $200. And if it goes down another 10 cents, put in another $200. And if it goes down another 10 cents, put in your final $100. And you know what's going to happen? It's going to pick itself back up through all of those price drops, and you're going to regain it back. And that's when you're an investor, you got to be strong like that. When something's going down and you believe in its long-term viability, you need to invest in it as it's dropping. That's where you're really going to make your money. So that's what I would suggest to you. That'd be my advice. But again, look into this yourself. I do think this is a good one. It has short-term volatility to it, but it has also that bullishness to it as well, and some really good future prospects. So just wanted to bring this one to you. What are your thoughts on Algo? What do you think about it? Maybe you guys have some interesting things as well. Leave that in the comments below. As always, thank you for coming along with me. I will catch you next time.